Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for the 8th day of Frizzmas. I'm really excited because today I am finally playing with the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette, her holiday palette. Let me take this paper off. There we go. So if you want to see the swatches and a few looks, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. You know I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? Frizzmas is rolling right along and I am loving it this year. I was really excited to get the Pretty Grunge Eyeshadow Palette from Huda Beauty because once I saw it in person, it looked a lot different than the photos. So there were some leaked photos that came out a couple of months back. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh, this looks a lot like the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I am so glad that it does not. Now, Huda Beauty is a brand that I can get with because she only comes out with one big palette a year, which I am so happy about. I don't really buy a lot of her small palettes. I do buy some of her other products, but she's not just rolling out the releases. So I really love that about Huda's palettes because when she does come out with a palette, I think they're very thought out. I think they're very curated, and that's all we really need. We only really need one big palette a year. And I get excited to see the palette because there's only one. I really hope, Huda, if you see this, I love that. And I really hope that you continue that because I think we look forward to having that big palette and wondering like what you're gonna do every year. I'm all about grungy looks, so this was up my alley. I've also been getting into cool tones, so this was just a win-win for me. And look at that. Just to give you some information about this palette, it has a 24-month shelf life. I do believe it was $69 and I was able to get it from Sephora for 20% off during the VIB sale. I don't see anything about it being vegan or cruelty free, however, so I'm gonna look into that because I really don't know. Let me show you the packaging and the palette up close and then we'll get into the swatches. So here's what it looks like, Pretty Grunge, and I love how it's in this silvery mirrored lettering with like these like grungy splatters. I really like this outside packaging. And then we have some wording on the back. And here's what the palette looks like up close. And I know you've probably seen tons of reviews at this point from people who got it at the launch, but this is just my take. And I really like this. I kind of like how you have kind of a lighter side here and a deeper, grungier side. So when I look at palettes, I try to break them down, and that's how I broke this one down. Although I do think both sides are very cohesive, so I didn't just stick to one side when I did my looks in this palette, or with this palette. The shade Grunge is a cream. This could be used as a liner. However, this is the one that I worried about because of my hooded eyes. However, it's better than the Petri Dish shade, but the Petri Dish shades did not work out for me either. They creased, and I will let you know how this one performed. After I do the last look, I'll tell you how it lasted on me. Let's get into the swatches because y'all know I gotta get ready for work, and you know how I do. I like to push it. So for the first row, we have Liberty, Heroine, Avant-Garde, Renegade, Brave, and Beauty Chaos. So here's that first row, and that shade Avant-Garde. This is really pretty. And look at those sparkles there, very nice. And in the second row, we have Rise Up, Stand Up, Strong AF, Nirvana, Haphazard, and Fearless. There's the second row. Ooh, that is really pretty. Ooh, I love that. For the last row, we have Hope, Love, Anarchy, Maverick, Rebel or Rebel, Freedom, and Grunge. This is the one right here. Ooh. All right, so here is the Pretty Grunge palette. Now, one of the things that I said about this color story is that I love how it's cool tone leading purple versus brown cool tones, you know, or black and gray. You know, it's something in between. And I think that is what makes this palette unique to my eyeshadow collection, because most of the cool tone palettes that I come across lean either brown or black. And that makes sense. But the uniqueness in this one is the purple cool tones, and I do think she did a really nice job with this palette. And before I get into the looks, I have my Wild palette sitting out here because this is what the Grunge palette reminded me of in a way. We still have those cool purple, purpley taupe shades. There is a gold in here, but I think these would pair very well together. And I know that some people say that her larger palette formula is a lot better than the smaller palettes. And I think this one's made in China and this one's made in Italy. So yeah, her larger palettes are made in Italy. Her smaller ones are made in China. But I thought that she did a really nice job with this Wild Jaguar palette. But we're all about this today. So let's go ahead and get into 3 looks with this palette, and then I will be back at the end to wrap it up. All right, hey y'all, I'm really excited to finally be playing with the Pretty Grunge palette. I have seen a lot of really nice looks, although I have not looked at any reviews. It's been a little bit of time since I've tried a Huda Beauty large palette. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last one. I totally skipped Empowered. So if you did get that recently and you want some look inspo, let me know, because I have not used it. I have not touched it. I did use the Wild Jaguar palette, but I didn't film it, just threw something together. But as far as like her big palettes, I might have used Naughty Nudes once this year, maybe. This is really beautiful. So I'm excited to try this out with a look today. I've got on my NARS eyeshadow primer, and we're gonna dive right in. I am wearing a Huda Beauty Demi Matte lipstick that was in my lip gloss drawer, and I like this because it's matte, but it's not super, like it's not dry. And this is the shade Mogul, and I have it on with a ColourPop liner. Let me know how you're doing. Today's my first day back at work. I did not work Friday or Monday, and today is a 2-hour early dismissal day, so that's always nice. I'm gonna start with, let's do Rise Up, this one here. I'm just taking this on a Singe Beauty blender, a little powder there. I'm just gonna start, okay, so it's got a little color to it. I'm just putting this in the crease and transition area. Most of this is probably gonna be covered up. But yeah, really excited to use this palette. It seems like people like it, but again, I haven't watched any reviews, but that's what I'm gathering. So you can kind of see there, it's just like a light dusting. It's not anything that's going to show up too much on me because of my skin tones. I'm going to go next into the shade Hope just to deepen this up a little bit. I'm going to start it out here on the outer corner and just in the outer crease. I am wearing Hourglass foundation, and I'm trying out a new concealer. It's the Natasha Denona one, the High Glam concealer. And I did buy that from Sephora when I went to the fashion show mall. So I'll definitely do a video soon about the things that I purchased. I don't think it'll be up before this one. And so far, this is blending out really nicely. And I think because I have the shade Rise Up on, you know, it's diffusing out really well. I'm just bringing it up a little bit into the transition area. I'm just going to drag it out here a little bit. Just going back into Rise Up to help blend this out. And I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been using my Xenon palette, and I like to take the lighter gray and kind of bring out the deep shade So I'm doing the same thing here. And it's kind of messy, but I actually like how that looks. Just trying to blur the edges out just a little bit more. All right, I might go even deeper. Let's see, because this is a Pretty Grunge palette. So let's go into Renegade. Renegade. Same brush, the Singe Beauty brush. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp that in here. I don't want it to be too deep. And I'm just gonna keep it, I'm not gonna drag that out. I'm just gonna keep that in the outer corner. I'm not gonna drag it out like I did the other shade. I just wanna concentrate it. I really used to be like afraid of using blacks, but they don't have to be so intimidating. Like you can build them up and just start lightly. It can be, you know, just a little bit deepening. It doesn't have to be anything super, super smoky, but I do like what we've got going on. So let's get ready to play with a few shimmers. I think I want to go into Strong AF. That's one of the marbleized shimmers, so I'm making sure that I'm going, and I'm using a finger, I'm going over both colors. Dag, I really should have taken a picture, but it's too late to apologize. Oh, it's too late. I think this could benefit from using a glitter glue, and I'm not, but I am getting a little bit of fallout, and I just think it would help adhere a lot better. Now this shade, and I haven't swatched it, it's very sparkly, so I just did a little swatch on my hand. It's very sparkly, and it's a little translucent, so this would be a great topper shade, so I can kind of see my lid through the sparkles. So that's something that's good to know, but it looks nice. But if you want something that's like just a little more of a topper, looks like this shade will be good. And I'll have a lot more knowledge of that once I swatch the palette. I want to take a brush for the other side just to see. I'm going to do a brush and some setting spray. So this is one of my Sydney Grace shaders. So I'm going into Strong AF again. Yeah, it's very, not very piecey, but you know, the particles, you can just see them moving around. So this would definitely benefit from a primer or a setting spray. So I feel a lot more comfortable doing that. But yeah, this is very glam, very, very pretty. I could see this being a really nice palette to use for like if you were going to a New Year's Eve gala or party. Well, not be fancy, a gala. If you're going out for New Year's, I think this would be a great palette. But yeah, just be aware of the flakies here. And that is more of a topper. And sometimes that's nice. It makes it look like just kind of ethereal. Well, not with this deep shade, but I'm just going to go in with the setting spray again. And I'm just going to tap a little bit more on this side just because I don't want to have like fallout throughout the day. And that's the thing, like it looks fine right now, but I think the glitter primer would keep it nicer throughout the day, because I can imagine some of these are going to fleck off. But I'm not mad. The finish is very pretty. Let's get into the lower lash line, and I'm going to take this brush from Blends. This is the B2 brush, and I think for the lower lash line I'm going to go into Love Anarchy and then Fearless. So I'm going to just do like a combo of these two, and you know, it should make a somewhat lighter version. I always use this brush on the lower lash line, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't know if this was the brush. I think this brush is really good for like outer corner work. And if you want a dramatic lower lash line that comes down, this is really good for that. And it's our grunge palette, so I thought that would be nice. And so far, I'm really, you know, looking at this color story for the first time right now in person. I mean, I did take a glance at it when it arrived just to make sure, you know, nothing was broken. But I am really liking this color story versus the leaked pictures that came out a couple months back, because the leaked pictures were reminding me of the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And, you know, me and that palette, I don't know what it is with me and Glam. It's a love-hate. It's a light cake. It's not even a love cake. It's a light cake. I'm going to go into this pencil brush and we're going to get an inner corner highlight. And I think I'm going to go into the shade Stand Up. It's not going to be anything super poppy, I don't think. But I just think it will give a nice, like just a little sheen to the inner corner. I am going to spray it with my Hourglass spray. I don't think I mentioned my bronzer or my blush. So I do have on the Chanel Le Beige oversized bronzing powder in the deepest shade, which is Sunbath, I believe. And then for blush, I'm wearing my NARS All That Glitters palette. I had that right here. I've been going for that a lot. All right, there's our inner corner highlight. So again, it's not like super bright. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm gonna come back with my liner and my mascara and let you know how I'm feeling about this first look. All right, you guys, this is the finished look and I am really liking it. I'm really liking this. And wait till I tell you what eyeliner I use, because surprise, surprise, it's not Victoria Beckham, y'all. And I think, I don't want to say it yet because I'm not sure, but it may beat out Victoria Beckham. So let me just show you the look. I kind of like that it's a little grungy here. It's a little sloppy. I like that. That's by design, almost. Y'all, for the liner, you know Melt's having this crazy sale. Crazy sale. I don't know if it's still going to be going on at the time this video goes up, but the Slick Waterline pencils, I always wanted to try them, but I skipped out on them because I have the Victoria Beckham ones and I spent so much money on them. I'm like, no, I'm not buying any liners. These went down to $5 and they are exactly what they say they are. They are Slick Waterline pencils. They stay in the waterline. You just have to go over one time. You don't even have to like go over and go back. Very creamy. I can see why Laura Oriano, the owner of Melt, one of the owners, she was using the lighter ones, I guess, concealer pencils. They're that creamy. They're that blendable. So if you really wanted to go grunge and like kind of smudge out and stuff like that, those pencils would be great for that. As far as this first look goes, I think it's really nice. I like it a lot. And I like that the shimmers have more of a silver leaning purple than just being straight silver. And I think that's what I even liked about the Xenon palette, how it wasn't just black and white. It was like those grays or blue grays. These are the cool tones that I'm starting to really enjoy, that they're not just one color. They kind of have hints or undertones of other colors. I like that a lot. I love the sparkle in this shade, and I again think that this would be a great topper. Or if you used a black eyeshadow base, putting that topper shade on will look really nice. It would add to any matte look. So let's get into two more looks. I'm feeling it with this lipstick. Let's get into the next look. Oh my goodness, before we go to the next look, my plan with the lip was to put a little bit of this Blends black lip oil on top. Oh, I'm so glad I remember that. I'm like, why is that sitting out here? I just thought that would look great. So there it is. And I'm just gonna take my finger and just dab it. Some juice, you can get some juice. Sure. We are getting ready to go. That kind of blended in. There's a little gray tinge on top, but I like that. I just thought this lip oil would be a nice, yeah, okay, there we go, y'all. There we go. Okay, now the look is complete. It's a subtle change, but I really like it. Okay, now we're gonna get into look number 2. All right, you guys, I'm super excited to embark on look number 2. I have on my Grinch sweater and it says, all of your sweaters are ugly. That's the vibe I'm on today, my Grinch vibe. In a good way though. I love the Grinch. He is probably my favorite character. My nails are starting to peel, but they are holding up nice because you can't tell from here. So I'm really trying to make a nail commitment starting now, not in 2024, because I'm already trying to have the habit built by then. And we're gonna go ahead and get this next look going. On my face, I am wearing my Hourglass foundation. I'm wearing the Natasha Denona concealer, which I'll show in more detail coming up soon. And then I have on my Gucci bronzer. I have on my Hourglass Snake palette, just a montage of blushes from there, and I highlight. And then on my lips, I'm wearing my new Chantecaille Lip Chic, y'all, because you know patience is done. So now I have Sorry Rose. I don't have anything witty to say about that, but it's a neutral. Patience they didn't have, because I would have rebought that one. But I might like this shade a little better. It's so glossy and juicy. And I am wearing a liner because I'm trying to make a lip liner commitment, because I just think it always looks better. This is my KKW Beauty lip liner, Don't Do It, in the shade Russet, which is perfect. And now we're gonna get started. Just wanted to let y'all know, because you know that doesn't always go in the description box. I'm trying. Commitment to description box coming. All right. You know, I'm just one day at a time, most of the time. Okay, let's make this. It's not gonna match at all, I don't care. Gonna make this a little, give us some depth. Let's start with Liberty today. Well, that's not starting with depth, but I wanna get into a somewhat deeper look is what I was trying to say. I'm just taking this Dose of Colors blender. I'm gonna do this. So I'm just putting this all up in the transition area and just swiping it back and forth as per usual. Gonna drag it out. I like to have powder out there in case I want to make the look a little more diffused and ethereal. Trying. Let me know how y'all are doing on the Christmas shopping tip. I had a good start, I did. And now I'm like, I'm over it. So I need to look at my chart paper. I have a big piece of chart paper in my closet where I'm writing down, it's like grids, you know, writing down what I got for everyone. My sister told me the little books that I got for River. She's like, was that on the list I gave you? I'm like, no, I just wanted to get him something extra. She's like, well, he has that. I'm like, okay, well, I have to take that back, send that back to Amazon and find him something else. I just listened to a really great YouTube video on like glowing up and like trying to have a glow up or get yourself set for a glow up for 2024. And, you know, I don't want to wait till the last minute. I want to start now. But the content creator, her name is Jaz Turner, and I really like her. She is, I'll link her channel. Let's go into Brave. She's really like a girly girl, which, you know, I'm trying to get into a little girly girl situation. I'm going into Brave and Fearless and tapping these back and forth. Definitely some powder there. So just, you know, tap off the excess. But she's super girly, and I love that. I don't think that's my aspiration, but I'm trying to find my little vibe, you know, see what I'm trying to do. But I really like her, and she had some really great tips for glowing up, or whatever term you want to use. You know, glow up is kind of like a catchphrase now, but it was really good. That's all I can say. She just has some really good ideas. And she talked about the book Atomic Habits, which I just finished. So I definitely connected with that. I definitely connected with what she was talking about, because Atomic Habits is so good. Like, I listened to it on Audible, but I also have the book because I like to physically read, but I don't have time to physically read, but I pretend I do. So sometimes I can, you know, follow along or read chapters on my own, and then I can alternate that with Audible. And of course that's more expensive, but at least I read more that way because I really do enjoy reading. Anyway, let's do Nirvana. The main thing, and I'm saying this right now, I haven't thought it all the way through. I talked about this before, and it was also from the book. This is random chit-chat, morning chit-chat, y'all. Stuff I think about is deciding the type of person you want to identify as, because you're just more likely to follow through with your goals if you already identify it or identify as that type of person. So I've talked about this with exercise before. And I have noticed a change where I say, instead of saying I want to be fit, I say I'm a person that's fit. I'm a person that likes to work out. I'm a fit person. Like, you're already speaking it into his existence. And I've noticed that during the times where I've fallen off of my exercise, I've gotten back on quicker. It's not to say that I don't fall off, because I do. I'm falling off right now because I was out of town this weekend, and I came back, I'm tired. Not that the time change was huge, but just, you know, getting back into it. We had Thanksgiving break. I'm going through and just saying, I'm the type of person that likes to work out. I'm the type of person that likes to take walks. I'm the type of person that exercises for my mental health, and the results will come. So just speaking that, going into Beauty Chaos here, which is this beautiful, it's like a grunge ethereal purple, if there is such a thing. Just, see, I don't know. It's just these little touches that I'm into at 7:16 a.m. when I should be leaving at 7:20. Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna link her channel and let me know like how you feel about this time of year. I really like it. There's a feeling of hope, there's a feeling of motivation, there's a feeling of a fresh start. But I don't put all my baskets or eggs not my baskets. I don't have any baskets. No. Is that the envelope for the teachers? Here, let me get that.
It's like a Christmas card from Mr. Hanley.
Yeah, that they're requiring you to put cash in.
No, you can if you want, or you can just write something.
No, we're gonna put cash in there. Teachers deserve cash.
Can I put mine cash?
You can, but not right this second. We're not doing it today. It's not due today. We'll prepare it tonight. Do you need you to prepare your face? Yeah, I like that. Let's do Brave again on the inner corner or lid. I forgot what I was talking about. Well, first of all, August school, they send home this Christmas card every year talking about it's a secret that the teachers don't know. And then they basically tell you to put in cash or check. Nothing else. No gift cards. No. And they didn't say you can just write something. Who said that? Not anybody at his school. Anyway, y'all, I don't forget what I was talking about. Shoot. And I felt like it was a good topic. I'm going to go into the under eye right now with the same shade, just while I'm thinking about it. I was talking about, oh yeah, not just waiting, you know, till January. I feel like sometimes, I know I've done that in the past, like January 1st, starting in January. But I'm like, no, start now because, you know, habits take like 3 weeks, I believe, at least. Bare minimum 3 weeks to catch on. So you might not catch on till the end of January. And sometimes by that time, people just give up. You'll see this big push, you know, at the beginning of the year. And like, I'm not trying to be part of that push. I'm trying to be part of like, this is already my lifestyle. This is already something that I do. I may try to better my workouts, you know, but I'm a person that works out. I may want to travel to different places, but I'm a person that travels. I like this purple right here. There's a little touch right there. Probably blend a little bit better. And just for kicks, since I'm really short on time, we're going to get the Glimmer Grasp. Go and just put it in the center here. I will say I love how these colors have blended together. Looks really nice. I think Huda does a nice job with her palettes and like the shades that she chooses. And I know a lot of people feel like it's repetitive, but let's do Haphazard and then top it with Rebel or Rebel. I'm just taking Haphazard. Oh, wait a minute. No. Might not want to do that today. Sorry. Ooh, I like that. It's very, there is a shift in here. You know, it might not be your indie shift, but yeah, I like it though. It's like that mainstream shift, but I like it. No, why is August FaceTiming me from the other room? You want to FaceTime people real early in the morning? Combining Maverick and Strong AF, they're probably gonna look the same as they would look if I used them by themselves, but whatever. This is when I know my time is coming to a close. So I'm just put on this rich brown from Melt again. Melt ships out fast. My Bailey palette shipped. I got the lipstick case because they were $10. I can put my lipsticks in there. Got 2 of those. So that'll be here today. I feel like I just ordered it. They did a good job. I will be back with my mascara and let you know what I'm thinking about look number 2. Hold on.
Recording.
I'm finishing. I know I'm finishing. I have to show them the look. All right, y'all, here's the finished look. Move quick. I really like this. And, you know, it's going to be the same vibe. All the looks are going to be the same vibe. They're going to have subtle differences because this is a pretty curated type color story, but I'm fine with that. It's a look that I can do quickly and arrive to work on time. So let me show y'all the outfit. And I used the Pat McGrath Dark Star.
What are you doing?
Marky, you look so good. Yes, go get your coat. And give him the brush. Here, Marky, take the brush. Here's me. Yes, I have on my... Oh my God, look at that. I'm gonna have to pull that through. That's a shame.
Who cares?
I care. Look, it's a string. All your sweaters are ugly with my Converses. And August, your last. You looking good. And go get your coat. No. What? What is that? Okay.
I can't do it.
I'll see y'all for one more look.
No.
It's time to go. We're late.
No, stand up, okay? I was telling my boy move.
Your bloomers. Hurry up, August. It's 7:25. All right.
The gang sign.
No. Okay. And I'm wearing the Lost Library from. I should have wore a Kaylee, right? But I know. Lost Library from Fantasy Cosmetica. I will be back. I don't even know what happened, y'all. I really don't, because the mic was on, but it must have been flipped to the wrong setting. Anyway, this is the third and final look, and it looks like I'm starting with this shade Anarchy. Love Anarchy as my transition. So I'm just swiping that back and forth. A little cool tone, little vibe. That little vibe. You've been on my mind. All right. I am going into Nirvana, and I'm just tapping that into the inner part of the lid using the melt brush, both eyes. And next I'm going to go into the shade Grunge, which is the cream shade that I was rightly so afraid of using, but it looks really beautiful here. It's very creamy, it looks very slick. So I just have that all over the lid, and then I'm blending it out with a BK Beauty brush while August shucks and jives. And now I'm going into this shade Rebel, and I'm just tapping that on the lid over top of the Grunge shade. August just says something crazy, and I think it looks really nice. So next I'm gonna go into Brave. That's not true. Next, I'm going into Renegade, and I'm tapping Renegade on the outer corner and hoping that, tapping all of this over the cream shade will, make it so that the cream shade doesn't crease. So I'm just blending that out a little bit, and then going into Fearless for the lower lash line using a What's Up Beauty shader brush. Then I'm going into Beauty Chaos. Ooh, I love Beauty Chaos. So I'm taking this blends brush and I'm just outlining the look so far just on all the edges, so it looks a little more blown out and a little more ethereal grunge. And I'm just doing that around the entire look. For the inner corner highlight, I think this might be Maverick or Strong AF, one of those I'm using for the inner corner. And that is the third and final look. So let me know what you think. And then I'm gonna come back with the finished look. Now that I'm looking at this, I don't like the white liner. I just feel like it makes my eyes look strange. Sometimes I like white liner, but maybe not for this look in particular. But I do love the eyeshadow look, and I think it would have been even better with a gray or a black. And for the lipstick, I'm wearing this Givenchy lip gloss that I got when I was in Vegas, and the shade is called Black Pink, and I really like it a lot, actually. So that's it for the look, and I'll be back to wrap it up. All right, you guys, I'm back to close out this video, and I do hope that you enjoyed all three looks with Pretty Grunge. Overall, I have to say, I think that Huda did an excellent job curating this palette. I like the packaging. I like the overall vibe. The shade names are great. The only thing that I don't like is this grunge shade here. At the end of the night, because I did wear this look to work, the last one that I did, the black had totally faded. I had covered it with shadow. The cream was totally gone, and you could just like literally see my eyelid through the Rebel shade, and it was creased. So those like Petri dish and cream shadows don't really work on me, even though people say they can be used as a base. These aren't like the ones from Melt that dry down. They don't. And it's the same way with the creams in the Patrick Ta palette. They don't dry down, so it's not something that I would chance on using as even as a liner. Now, a liner could possibly work better for me since it's not moving as much and going up into the hoods of my eyes. It could possibly work as a liner, but I would cover the liner with shadow, which is an extra step. So most likely I will not be using, no, there's no most likely. I will not be using the grunge shade, but if it does work for you, I love that for you. It's just not gonna work for me, but that doesn't make me regret having the palette. I think the palette is really nice. Again, I'm into these cool leaning mauve-y and purple tones. I love the touches of silver that are here. I love the touches of warmth that are here. And I like all three looks. Although all three looks definitely look like they came from the same palette, they were different, and they were different enough for me to like having this in my collection. I don't think this palette looks like any of her other palettes, and I'm sorry I didn't pull them out. But as far as her larger palettes, I have the Naughty Nudes, I have the Rose Quartz, and I have the Empower palette, which I still haven't used. And out of all three of those, I think this will go really well with Rose Quartz, because Rose Quartz is a cooler pinky purple palette, and this would add some of that grunginess to that. That one had like, actually, I think she does a great job. I was gonna say the Rose Quartz had great shimmers, but I've never had an issue with any of her shimmers. I think she does a nice job with her shimmers and her mattes. Her mattes do bring up a little bit of powder, but that's nothing that's outrageous. You just tap it off and keep it pushing. The shimmers are great. And the other two looks, because I didn't use the cream, lasted all day. They were just fine. I even came home, I wanna say both days, and filmed something else. So, I mean, there might've been a little bit of fading, but I mean, nothing that's abnormal or unusual. So overall, I love that I'm adding this to my collection. I can see myself getting a lot of use out of it, especially in the fall and winter, but just whenever I feel like using it, but especially in the fall and winter, because it's kind of a heavy color story and I like it. I would say that this palette is another win for Huda Beauty. And of course, I will be looking out to see what she does next year, especially around holiday time, because I can't be getting all the stuff in between anymore. But yeah, I mean, here and there she comes out with something that I like this Jaguar palette. Like, I might get that, but I usually don't participate in those smaller palette releases, not because the quality isn't bad, but because a lot of this Jaguar palette and this Wild collection that she came out with, that looked very different than a lot of her other mini palettes. Her other mini palettes are like Nude Obsessions. They all, to me, look the same, and there's not much variation in them, so I've never really been interested, but definitely interested if she comes out with, you know, something small like that. Anyway, if you got the Pretty Grunge palette, let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if the cream shade works for you, or how do you use the cream shade, if at all. I think next year she should just skip it all together, because we could just had another something else. I don't know, a black shimmer or something. Oh, something else, I don't know. But that's gonna be it for the 8th day of FRIZZFACE. Let me know how you're enjoying FRIZZFACE so far. I really do enjoy filming it. It's a hustle, but I love it so much. Links to this palette, if you're interested, are in the description box in case you're interested in looking at it. But that's gonna be it for this video. And I hope that whatever time you're watching this, you have a wonderful day or evening. So thanks so much for hanging out with me for another day of FRIZZFACE. I hope this was therapy for you. You know it always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and you know I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bye.